Hi everyone, so final video review for this week is for my paperback read, which was Fury's Death by Brey Willows, which is the third book in the Afterlife Inc. Trilogy. If you didn't see the introduction video, here's just a quick look at what the book looks like, but you can also still catch that on my YouTube or blog, so I hope you'll go and check that out. If you want to check out my review, I did just post that, so if you are on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook, Twitter or my blog, then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So, Fury's Death by Brey Willows was amazing. Oh my god. I know this is a trilogy, and I'm so sad that it's over, but it's been amazing, and I've loved reading every single one of them. But Fury's Death was amazing. So amazing. So, the world is in complete disarray. The powers that be and others causing changes that sort of leave Meg, who is one of the Fury sisters, and Danny, who is better known as Death, not only exhausted from their work, but wondering if everything from existence to their own happiness and desires is worth it. It's really got them thinking. And Danny, she's been lonely for as long as she can remember. And with Meg by her side, helping her fight against darkness, sin, and all the selfishness of those creating all the havoc, she wonders if they might both find happiness in the change that is needed for the world. So, like I say, I absolutely adore this trilogy, and I can't believe that Fury's Death was the last book in it. Like, I'm traumatised by that. But, as devastated as I am to see it end, I love how it all came together. I understand why it's a trilogy. There are 3 Furies. There are 3 books. That makes sense. And I love that. It just makes me treasure it more. And it just makes me excited to read it again, because there are only 3. And I will read it again and again. And I also like that even though it's a trilogy, each story is standalone. So if you haven't read the others in the trilogy, although I really recommend that you do because it's so good, you can still understand and enjoy Fury's Death without losing anything. So for me, Meg and Danny have to be 2 of my favourite characters of all time, and it's because what they represent in most books that I've read is depicted as dark, cold and really frightening, and they're sort of surrounded by that grey cloud. And yet Brey's got such a beautiful imagination that she's really brought them to life in the most wonderful way. Like, the most unique and wonderful way. And I can't describe how incredible a feeling it was to go on this journey with Danny and Meg. It was so surreal. And all that they represent, and the way it was explored in their story, because this is Meg and Danny's story equally for them, it just left me contemplating my own beliefs, without being overly religious or factual beyond someone's opinion, basically Brey's opinion, or Brey's imagination. And so, but it didn't force that on you. You could kind of take what you wanted from it, which I absolutely love. I absolutely love that. That's a real talent, to offer a perception and not try to force it on someone. And the whole trilogy focuses on questioning religion, beliefs, politics, morals, faith, and so many elements on a personal level. And Brey very cleverly disguises this. She doesn't detract too much from what is essentially an elaborate and really exciting story, especially Meg and Danny's. So you end up contemplating what's going on without even realising you're doing it. And Meg and Danny's story was just so beautiful that I was instantly swept up in all the emotion and feeling, and there was so much surrounding them, like so much emotion and stuff surrounding them, and it was just impossible, literally impossible, to put this book down. I was like stuck in one place until I'd read it. I was just like, I have to know. There was just so much going on, and hopefully this won't be the last that we see of the Afterlife Inc. characters, because I think there's still so much to explore, and I think Brey's the perfect person to do that, and I really want to see how things worked out after all that ensued in this story. It was such a thrill and so exciting to read, and I just know it can't end there. It can't. Like, there's too much that needs to be explored, and I really want Brey to be the one to do it. She really has a talent for telling a story when it comes to the gods and humanity, and I don't know how she does it, but I love it, I adore it, and it's really refreshing and exhilarating and so exciting. The connection that I feel when I read these stories is indescribable, and I love how they just get me thinking about existence, the universe, and beliefs, and it's all in a way that I just have never really thought about before. And I think that for me is really important. Like, I don't usually sit around contemplating religion or whatever, but when I pick up these books, I suddenly think, yeah, you should think about that sometimes, and you should think about that more. And I think with this, because it was focusing on Dani, who is death, I mean, seriously, it was beautiful to sit and think about. I'm going to say it. Yeah, it was nice to sit and think about death, especially in the way that Brey is portrayed in here. I really hope something like this exists, because this is magical and amazing, and it was just absolutely fantastic. It's a must-read story for fantasy lovers. It's a must-read trilogy for fantasy lovers. But I also think, especially Fury's Death, I think it's also for everyone. There is so much more to this story than I had first thought, and in a way it's kind of comforting. Like I say, death is one of those subjects that usually isn't discussed. It usually isn't depicted in a very bright light, and when it is, it's surrounded by nasty elements, I guess, and really sort of grim and horrible things. And this story, it provides a different perspective on it, and I think most people could appreciate and even be comforted by the concepts that Brey has explored here. And I sure hope that Brey, I hope she continues to explore this, because I really hope it actually exists. I do. It was lovely, the thought of what they've created here for the changes that they're making Afterlife Inc. They sound amazing, and I really hope they're there. I do. It was amazing. It was an absolutely amazing read. I adored it so much. I loved it. I loved the whole trilogy. This was the perfect end to it, and I loved the story. I loved Meg and Dani's story, because not only were they important to everyone's life, both of them, but it's important that they have their own happiness. It sounds weird to say that it's important that death has her own happiness, but it is really important that death has its own happiness. Especially when you've met Dani as a character, and you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. But it was one of those books to make you think. It was one of those books that I absolutely adore, and I can't wait to read it again. I know there will be things that I've missed reading it the first time that I'll find when I read it again, and I really want to find them. So I'm really looking forward to reading the whole trilogy again, but especially Fury's Death. It was one hell of a bang to end a perfect trilogy. It was absolutely fantastic, and I hope you will love it if you read it. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Fury's Death, which I hope you will. If you've read Fury's Death by Brey Willows, I would really love to hear your thoughts on it. Please get in touch, comment below, let me know your thoughts, or even on the whole trilogy, because it's absolutely fantastic and I really want to talk about it, and I love it so much. If everyone else wanted to talk about it too. But also, if it's on your to be read list, or you haven't read it yet, or you're planning to read it, or you're now really intrigued by the Afterlife Inc. trilogy, or just Fury's Death as a story, it'd be great to hear from you, because it's always great to hear what you're interested in reading. So please, again, comment below, let us know, and if you do read it, I hope you love it. Bye!